Let me ask you something, are you truly awake? Or are you just sleepwalking through life? Most people don't realize it, but they're living in a cage. They've built themselves a cage of fear, laziness, and excuses. They wake up, repeat the same routine, and call it life. But let me tell you the brutal truth. If your life looks the same today as it did last year, you're stuck. And being stuck is the same as being dead. No one is coming to save you. Read that again. Let it sink in. Because the moment you truly understand it is the moment your life begins to change. Every second you spend waiting for someone to notice your struggle, to recognize your potential, or to hand you an opportunity is a second wasted. No one is coming. Not your family, not your friends, not society, not even luck. If you do not take control of your destiny, you will be left behind. The world doesn't reward victims. It steps over them. The people who complain, who blame with white fingers, they stay exactly where they are. Meanwhile, the ones who take responsibility, who say it's all on me, are the ones who rise. Because the harsh truth is this: the moment you depend on someone else, you give away your power. And the weak spend their whole lives wondering why they never had a chance. Look around you. How many people are still waiting? Waiting for a promotion. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for someone to come along and make their life easier. That's why most people never escape mediocrity. They sit in the same job, live in the same routine, and tell themselves that one day things will be different. But the ones who succeed don't wait for one day. They decide today. The truth is brutal, but it's simple. Your life is your fault. Every success, every failure, every outcome, it all comes down to the decisions you make. If you're broke, it's because of your choices. If you're out of shape, it's because of your discipline. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you allowed yourself to stay stuck. No one forced you. No one held you back. You held yourself back. And the second you admit that, the second you own it, is the second you can change everything. There is no rescue team coming. No one is searching for you in the dark. No one is going to pull you out of the hole you're in. You either climb out or you stay there. And the longer you stay, the deeper the hole gets. The deeper it gets, the harder it is to escape. That's why you can't wait another moment. That's why you need to stop hoping and start doing. Every person who has ever achieved something great understood this one thing: they had to become their own savior. They didn't wait for motivation. They didn't wait for approval. And they didn't wait for luck. They got up and did the work. Because in this world, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you demand. And demand only comes from action. You can blame your past. You can blame your upbringing. You can blame the system, the economy, or the world itself. But none of that will change your situation. The only thing that will change your life is when you finally decide to take control. The successful don't have an easier path. They don't have fewer obstacles. They just refuse to let anything or anyone dictate their future. Excuses are the language of the weak. Every time you say, "I can't," you are choosing weakness. Every time you say, "It's too hard," you are choosing defeat. Every time you say, "It's not my fault," you are choosing to stay powerless. And powerless people never win. The strong take responsibility, not because it's easy, but because it's the only way to take control. The second you stop blaming, your mind shifts. You start to see that everything is in your hands. That's when you realize the power you've had all along. That's when you stop looking for a savior and start becoming one. And when that happens, the game changes, because now nothing can stop you. Now you are in control. People waste their lives waiting for something external to change. They wait for the economy to get better. They wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait for the right people to come into their life. And in the end, they die waiting. Because the truth is, life doesn't wait for you. The world keeps moving, whether you step up or not. And those who don't take control get left behind. You want success, take it. You want respect, earn it. You want to break free, do the work. No one is coming to do it for you. If you don't move, you stay exactly where you are. If you don't decide, life will decide for you. If you don't fight, you lose by default. Most people fear this truth. They don't want to hear it. Because if they admit that they are responsible for their life, then they have no more excuses. But the ones who are truly ready to win don't run from responsibility. They embrace it. Because they know that the moment they take full control is the moment they become unstoppable. You will never rise by waiting. You will never win by depending on someone else. You will never reach the top by hoping someone will carry you there. If you want something, you take it. If you need something, you create it. If you dream of something, you build it. Because if you don't, you'll spend your life watching others do what you are too afraid to attempt. This world belongs to the bold. The ones who move forward without permission. The ones who refuse to wait for the perfect conditions. The ones who understand that time is running out and no one is coming to save them. Every second wasted is another second lost forever. Every excuse made is another opportunity thrown away. Every day spent waiting is another day you could have been winning. There are two types of people in this world: those who act and those who wait. Those who act build empires. Those who wait become forgotten. Those who act control their destiny. Those who wait get controlled by life. Those who act break records, change history, and leave a legacy. Those who wait spend their last days regretting every moment they let slip away. No one is coming. It's time to rise. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It lulls you into a false sense of security, convincing you that you're safe when in reality you're stuck. The greatest enemy of success isn't failure, it's comfort. Because comfort is invisible. It doesn't look like a problem. It feels good. It keeps you warm. But while you're wrapped in its illusion, your potential is rotting away. People think struggle is the problem, but struggle is what sharpens you. Struggle forces growth. Struggle builds power. The real problem is staying where it's easy, where nothing challenges you, where you never have to push beyond your limits. And that's where most people choose to live. They settle in mediocrity, not because they aren't capable, but because they refuse to step into discomfort. The ones who rise, the ones who dominate, the ones who leave the world in awe, they reject comfort like a disease. They don't wake up hoping for an easy day. They wake up hunting for resistance because they know resistance is where strength is born. Every time they push past what feels comfortable, they get sharper, stronger, more dangerous. They are not waiting for life to hand them power, they are forging it in fire. Weakness begins the moment you choose ease over challenge. Every time you avoid struggle, you become weaker. Every time you back away from difficulty, you lose power. You don't notice it at first, but one day you wake up and realize you're a shadow of what you could have been. Your potential was never stolen, it was surrendered. The world is ruled by those who embrace discomfort. The athletes, the entrepreneurs, the warriors, the legends, they are forged in the fire of pain, failure, and relentless discipline. They step into the storm willingly because they know that every battle makes them stronger. While others run from hardship, they run toward it. And that's why they win. The body wants comfort. The mind wants routine. The soul craves expansion. The war is between what's easy and what's necessary. The average obey their feelings, they stop when they're tired, they quit when it's hard, they surrender when it hurts. The elite don't care how they feel. They do what must be done, no matter the cost. Most people are owned by their comfort zone. It tells them what they can and cannot do. It decides how far they go. It controls their entire life. They live like prisoners, trapped by the fear of discomfort. They never push harder, never test their limits, never chase their potential. And in the end, they wonder why they never lived the life they dreamed of. Your comfort zone is a graveyard. It's where ambition dies. It's where dreams turn to dust. The longer you stay there, the more you decay. You start making excuses. You start lowering your standards. You start believing that this is all life has to offer. But that's a lie. Life has everything to offer. The problem is, comfort makes you too weak to take it. The second you embrace discomfort, you separate yourself from the masses. Most people will never do it. They'll never force themselves to wake up earlier. They'll never train when they don't feel like it. They'll never push through exhaustion. That's why most people never become great. But if you do what they refuse to do, you will have what they will never have. Success is hidden in the places you don't want to go. It's buried under the pain you're avoiding, the struggle you're escaping, the hard work you're neglecting. You say you want it, but do you? Because if you truly did, you wouldn't be running from the suffering that creates it. You wouldn't be hiding in comfort, waiting for an easier way. There is no easy way. There never was. There never will be. There is only the hard road, the brutal road, the road that breaks the weak and rewards the relentless. That's why most people quit. That's why most people settle, because this path is painful. This path will test you. This path will strip you of every weakness you have. But if you survive it, you will be unstoppable. Comfort is a drug. The more you indulge, the weaker you become. The weaker you become, the harder it is to escape. One day of slacking turns into a habit. One excuse turns into a lifestyle. And before you know it, you've wasted years in the same place, wondering why nothing changed. It didn't change because you didn't change. You stayed comfortable when you should have suffered. Pain is the currency of greatness. If you're not willing to pay the price, don't expect the reward. The strongest, the fastest, the smartest, the richest, they all paid in sweat, in sacrifice, and sleepless nights. They all face the demons most people run from. That's why they win. That's why they lead. That's why they dominate. You have a choice right now. You can stay in comfort, stay in the familiar, stay in the illusion of safety. Or you can step into the fire. You can make yourself uncomfortable every single day. You can train your mind to embrace pain, to welcome struggle, to chase what others avoid. And if you do that, nothing will be impossible for you. The weak beg for comfort. The strong demand discomfort. The weak wait for things to get easier. The strong force themselves to become better. The weak pray for shortcuts. The strong sharpen themselves against resistance. That's the difference. That's why some rise while others fall. The ones who make history are not the ones who played it safe. They are not the ones who stayed in their comfort zone. They are the ones who risked everything, who bled for their dreams, who walked straight into the storm and came out stronger. The ones who didn't ask for an easy life but became warriors instead. You will never reach your potential as long as you seek comfort. Every great achievement was built on suffering. Every victory was won in the trenches of pain and sacrifice. Every empire was built by those who refused to take the easy road. Comfort is the enemy of your future. If you want to rise, if you want to be powerful, if you want to be unstoppable, you must kill the need for comfort before it kills you. Time is running out. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. While you hesitate, while you overthink, while you wait for the perfect moment, someone else is taking action. Or someone else is out there building, grinding, moving forward. And when the dust settles, they will be ahead while you're still standing in the same place, wondering where your life went. People live like they have forever, like they can afford to waste days, weeks, years. But time is the one thing you can never earn back. Money lost can be made again. Opportunities missed can sometimes return. But time, once it's gone forever. And most people don't wake up to this reality until it's too late. Until they're staring at a life filled with regrets, wishing they could go back and do it differently. You think you have time, but you don't. Every day that passes is one step closer to the end. Every moment wasted is a moment stolen from your future. You either use time as a weapon or let it become your executioner. You either take control of every second or let it slip through your fingers. And those who fail to move with urgency are the ones who wake up one day realizing they've accomplished nothing. The world doesn't slow down for you. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care about your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. The world keeps moving. The people who take action keep moving. And if you don't move with them, you get left behind. Not because you weren't capable, but because you didn't act when you had the chance. Opportunities don't wait. They don't knock twice. They appear, and if you hesitate, they're gone. Someone else takes them. Someone else seizes what could have been yours. And all that's left for you is regret. The regret of knowing you had a moment, you had a chance, you had the ability, but you let it slip away because you were waiting for the right time. The right time is a lie. It's an excuse. It's the thing weak people tell themselves to justify their inaction. The right time doesn't exist. The only time that exists is now. And if you don't act now, you are choosing failure. You are choosing to stay the same. You are choosing to let life pass you by while others take control. Most people live in the past or the future. They dwell on what happened before, or they dream about what might happen later. But the only thing that matters is right now. Because what you do right now determines everything. Every decision you make today is shaping your future. Every action you take now is building your destiny. And if you aren't acting, you're losing. Success belongs to those who move, the ones who don't hesitate, the ones who don't wait for permission, the ones who see time as their most valuable resource and refuse to waste it. The ones who understand that every moment counts, every action matters, every second is an opportunity to get ahead. There is no luxury of delay. There's no time to figure things out. You either move or you lose. You either push forward or you fall behind. And the ones who win are the ones who understand this urgency. They don't procrastinate. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for motivation. They take action whether they feel ready or not. Most people are asleep. They walk through life in a daze, acting like they have forever. They say they'll start tomorrow, they'll change next week. They'll chase their dreams later, but later never comes. And before they know it, their time is up. They wasted their potential. They wasted their shot. And there's no second chance. You think you have time, but every minute wasted is a minute stolen from your future. Every day you don't push yourself, someone else is out there getting stronger, getting smarter, getting ahead. And when you finally decide to start, they are already miles ahead of you. That's the price of hesitation. That's the cost of inaction. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. If you are waiting, you are already losing. If you are hesitating, you are falling behind. The winners of this world move fast. They take risks. They act while everyone else is still thinking about it. And that's why they rise. That's why they dominate. People act like they have unlimited time, but look around. How many people do you know who never got the chance to live their dreams? How many people died with their potential locked inside them? How many people thought they had more time, only to wake up one day realizing they had none left? That's the reality most ignore. That's the truth most are too afraid to face. You don't have forever. Every second matters. Every choice is shaping your destiny. And if you keep waiting, if you keep hesitating, if you keep convincing yourself that you can start later, you will wake up one day full of regret. knowing you could have been so much more. But by then it will be too late. Discipline over feelings. That is the law. That is the difference between the weak and the unstoppable. The weak obey their emotions. They wait until they feel like it. They wait until the conditions are perfect. And that is why they never achieve anything. The greats, they move whether they feel like it or not. They push forward when they're tired, when they're uninspired, when they're in pain, because they know discipline is the only path to power. Your feelings will betray you. One day you'll wake up motivated. The next day you won't. One moment you're excited. The next you're doubting yourself. If you let emotions dictate your actions, you will never be consistent. And if you're not consistent, you will never win. Success is not built on motivation. It is built on discipline, on doing what needs to be done no matter what. Most people lose because they wait for the right move. They think they need to feel ready before they act. That's why they fail. Readiness is a myth. The strongest warriors, the highest achievers, the most dominant forces in the world, none of them rely on emotion. They rely on discipline. They show up every day no matter how they feel. They execute the plan even when their mind is screaming at them to stop. Your emotions don't care about your success. They don't care about your future. They only care about comfort. That's why your mind tells you to sleep in instead of waking up early. That's why it tells you to take a day off instead of pushing through. That's why it whispers excuses in your ear, convincing you that you deserve a break. But discipline doesn't listen to excuses. It drowns out the noise. It overpowers weakness. It demands action. The greatest minds in history weren't driven by feelings. They were driven by discipline. They worked when they were exhausted. They practiced when they were uninspired. They built empires while others were resting, because they understood a brutal truth: feelings are temporary, but results last forever. Most people will never experience greatness because they are ruled by their emotions. They do what's easy. They do what's comfortable. They do what feels good in the moment. And that is why they stay average. Because the price of greatness is discipline. The price of success is doing what must be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. Your brain is wired for survival, not for success. It wants to keep you safe, to keep you comfortable, to avoid anything that feels hard. That's why most people never level up. They give in to the voice in their head telling them to slow down, to take it easy, to wait for tomorrow. But warriors don't wait. Champions don't listen to weakness. They move forward with discipline, not emotion. Discipline is the ultimate weapon. It is the thing that separates winners from losers. It is what allows you to outwork, outlast, and outperform everyone around you. When you master discipline, nothing can stop you, because you are no longer controlled by temporary emotions. You are no longer waiting for the perfect moment. You are no longer making decisions based on how you feel. You are taking action because you said you would. People think success is complicated. It's not. It's simple. Do the work whether you feel like it or not. Show up no matter what. Stick to the plan even when your mind is begging you to quit. That is the formula. That is the only path. The ones who follow it rise. The ones who don't disappear. Every time you let your emotions win, you become weaker. Every time you skip a workout because you're tired, every time you put off your goals because you're not in the mood, every time you let feelings control your actions, you are training yourself to lose. The strong don't make that mistake. They push through. They show up. They execute with precision, regardless of how they feel. Discipline is what builds champions. It is what creates legends. It is what separates the ones who dream from the ones who dominate. Because the truth is, talent means nothing without discipline. Ambition means nothing without execution. Motivation means nothing without consistency. The only thing that matters is whether or not you can control yourself. Whether or not you can force yourself to take action day after day without excuses. Do you think the greats felt like working every day? You think they wanted to sacrifice, to suffer, to grind while everyone else was relaxing? No, but they did it anyway. Because their feelings were irrelevant. Their mission was bigger than their emotions. Their purpose was stronger than their pain. And that is why they rose to the top while everyone else stayed behind. Every time you choose discipline over feelings, you become more powerful. Every time you push through discomfort, you get sharper. Every time you act despite how you feel, you become unstoppable. Because discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you force yourself to show up, the easier it becomes to dominate. The weak wait to feel motivated. The strong create their own momentum. The weak let emotions decide their future. The strong decide their future and move toward it relentlessly. The weak stop when it gets hard. The strong push even harder. That's the difference. That's why only a few make it to the top. If you let your feelings control you, you will fail. If you rely on motivation, you will lose. If you only take action when you feel like it, you will never be great. But if you master discipline, if you move forward no matter what, If you execute without emotion, you will be unstoppable. You will become the kind of person the world watches in awe, wondering how you did it. And the answer will be simple. You didn't wait to feel like it. You took action. Every single day, no matter what. The world is full of distractions, of noise, of things that pull you in 1,000 directions, telling you that you need this, you need that, you must be there. But here's the truth, every time you get distracted, you lose power. Every moment you allow your focus to be shattered, you weaken yourself. You cannot achieve greatness unless you learn to master your focus and guard it with your life. Every distraction you entertain is a thief stealing your time, your energy, and your future. Most people wander through life, constantly jumping from one thing to the next, never truly committing, never fully immersed, and never experiencing the depths of what they are capable of. The greatest strength you can have is not talent, not ambition, but the ability to focus, to block out the noise, to keep your eye on the target no matter how loud the world becomes. Because while others are distracted, the ones who dominate are focused, relentless, and unshakable. Your time is your life. Every second you waste on things that do not contribute to your vision is a second you can never get back. You're allowing things that don't matter to steal your focus from the things that do. The world is set up to divert your attention, to make you chase everything except what really matters. But if you let it, it will drain you, leaving you empty and unfulfilled. Your dreams will slip further and further away as you scatter your energy across the meaningless. Focus is the key that unlocks your potential. It is the single most powerful tool in your arsenal. But focus doesn't just happen, it's something you must fight for. Every day, distractions will come at you like a relentless storm. Social media, the news, your friends, the constant pressure of the world's expectations, they all want your attention. But if you give them that attention, you will never achieve anything of significance. The truly successful are not the ones who have the most talent, the most resources, or the most opportunities. They are the ones who can block out everything that doesn't serve them, who can focus on their goal with laser-like precision, and who keep their minds firmly locked in on the target until it's achieved. These people know that every distraction is a potential failure, a tiny seed that can grow into a massive obstacle if they let it. They guard their time like their lives depend on it, because they do. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted, you're weakening your resolve. You're telling your brain that it doesn't matter. You're telling yourself that your dreams aren't as important as the noise around you. And with each distraction, you create a habit of losing focus, a habit of failing to commit, a habit of never seeing things through. Focus is a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice. The more you train yourself to block out distractions, to ignore the noise, to stay committed, the stronger your ability to focus becomes. But every time you give in, every time you let something pull you off track, you weaken that muscle. And the more you weaken it, the harder it becomes to stay focused. Eventually, you lose control of your attention, and your goals start slipping away, one distraction at a time. You don't need more time. You don't need more opportunities. You don't need more resources. You need more focus. You need to become someone who sees the distractions for what they are, nothing but obstacles in your way, and refuses to be pulled into them. You need to become someone who stays locked in on their vision no matter what. Someone who doesn't let the world dictate their path. Someone who decides that their goals are worth more than the fleeting temptations that surround them. The people who succeed in life are not those who have the loudest voices or the most attention. They are the ones who know how to quiet everything else and tune into what truly matters. They know how to cut through the noise and stay centered on their purpose, their mission, their destiny. They don't let themselves be swayed by the distractions of the world. Instead, they create their own momentum. They create their own path, and they walk it with unwavering focus. The distractions will always be there. The noise will never stop. But the people who rise above it are the ones who refuse to be swept away. They take control. They shut out the things that don't serve them. They guard their focus like a precious resource, because they understand that without it, they are lost. And when you guard your focus, you stop drifting aimlessly. You stop wasting time. You stop scattering your energy. You stop letting life push you around. Most people are too busy being busy. They are moving all the time, but they're not going anywhere. They're doing 100 things, but achieving nothing. They're wasting their power, squandering their energy on things that don't matter, while the ones who succeed are using their focus like a laser beam, cutting through everything that gets in their way. They're not concerned with all the noise. They don't care about what everyone else is doing. They have one purpose, their goal, their vision, their future, and that's where their energy goes. It's time to stop being busy and start being productive. It's time to stop filling your day with distractions and start focusing on the things that truly matter, the things that will get you closer to your dreams, the things that will change your life. Because every moment you allow to slip by, every distraction you allow to derail you, is a moment you will never get back. And the world won't care. The world doesn't care that you were distracted. It doesn't care that you lost focus. It doesn't care that you wasted time. You have to start caring. You have to start protecting your time. You have to start valuing your focus like it's the most important thing you have. Because it is. The moment you decide that your goals are worth more than the distractions, the moment you choose to protect your focus at all costs, that's the moment you start to level up. That's when you start to rise. And that's when you stop being like everyone else, drifting and wasting your time, and you begin to walk the path of greatness. The noise will always be there. But you get to choose what you decide. You get to decide where you direct your energy. And when you make the choice to focus on what truly matters, to block out the distractions, to drown out the noise, you become unstoppable. Focus is the weapon that separates the dreamers from the doers, the winners from the losers, the ones who rise above from the ones who fall behind. And when you master it, nothing can stop you. The price of success is relentless effort, and most people are simply not willing to pay it. They see the dream, they see the destination, but they don't understand the price tag that comes with it. They look at the champions, the successful people, the ones who have reached the heights, and they think it happened overnight, and it was some stroke of luck. What they don't see is the blood, sweat, and tears that were shed behind the scenes. They don't see the countless hours of sacrifice, the pain, the struggle, the grind that it took to get there. Success isn't given to you. It's earned. And to earn it, you must be willing to outwork everyone around you, to push harder than you've ever pushed before. Most people want success, but they're not willing to do what it takes to get there. They are not willing to put in the hard work, to face the challenges, to stay consistent in the face of adversity. They want the rewards, but they don't want to pay the price. The truth is, success doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're afraid, if you're unsure. Success demands action. It demands sacrifice. It demands the willingness to go the extra mile, to push through when everyone else is quitting. People fail because they refuse to make the sacrifices. They refuse to go beyond the comfort zone. They refuse to put in the long hours, the sleepless nights, the endless repetition, the discipline. They look at the rewards but don't see the pain that leads to them. They want the victory, but they're not willing to fight the battle. And that's why they stay stuck while others move forward. Success is not about finding an easy path, it's about forging your own. It's about creating your own opportunities, building your own future, carving your own path, no matter how difficult the terrain. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way. If you want to reach the top, you have to be willing to climb the mountain, step by painful step. And you have to keep climbing even when you want to stop. The truth is, everyone wants something for nothing. They want success to fall into their laps without putting in the hard work. But success doesn't work that way. It's earned, and it's earned through effort. You can't wish your way to the top. You can't pray for it, hope for it, or dream about it. You have to work for it. You have to sweat for it. You have to bleed for it. And even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, even when it seems impossible, you have to keep going. No one will give you success. No one will hand you the life you want. No one will build your dreams for you. If you want it, you have to earn it. You have to outwork everyone around you. You have to want it more than they do. You have to sacrifice the things that others aren't willing to sacrifice. You have to stay committed when everyone else gives up. Success only comes to those who are relentless in their pursuit. Most people stop before they ever get started. They fail because they quit too soon. They think that the first sign of difficulty means they should throw in the towel. But the true winners know that the struggle is part of the process. They know that the challenges, the setbacks, the failures are all just stepping stones to their success. They understand that if they want to succeed, they have to push past every obstacle, every wall, every failure. They have to keep going, no matter how hard it gets. The battle for success is fought not in a single moment, but in every moment. It's fought every time you wake up early, when you push through the pain, when you make the decision to work harder than you did yesterday. It's fought in every sacrifice, in every decision, in every action. Every step you take toward your goal is a victory. Every ounce of effort you put in moves you closer to where you want to be. And when you are relentless, when you never stop, when you refuse to give up, you will eventually reach the summit. People who are not willing to put in the work are simply not serious about success. They want the reward without the effort. They want the results without the sacrifice. But success demands discipline. It demands focus. It demands the willingness to face the struggle, to go through the pain, to put in the hours when no one is watching. If you are not willing to make those sacrifices, then you will never achieve what you want. Every successful person you admire, every person who has made it to the top has paid the price. They've gone through things you couldn't even imagine. They've pushed through the darkest days. They've faced rejection, failure, and uncertainty. But they kept going. They kept pushing. They kept grinding because they knew that the reward on the other side was worth every ounce of pain they endured. Your dreams are worth fighting for. Your success is worth the sacrifice. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And that means giving up the things that others aren't willing to give up. It means putting in the long hours when others are resting. It means showing up every day, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles are in your way. Success is the result of one thing: hard work. The winners are the ones who never stop, who never settle, who never quit. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for anyone to give them permission. They get up and they make it happen. They earn their success one day at a time, one step at a time, one sacrifice at a time. If you are not willing to make the sacrifices necessary for success, then you will never achieve it. You will never get to where you want to be. But if you are willing to outwork everyone around you, if you are willing to push through every obstacle, if you are willing to make the sacrifices others aren't willing to make, then you will be unstoppable. The world won't be able to stop you, and your success will be inevitable.